Hello everybody, let's begin our second lesson. So as you already know how to set up the violin, button to the neck, turn your face and put it down. So today we're going to learn how to use our left hand. So when I look at the hand of the student, I'm making sure that I establish the build of the hand, and then it will depends where our thumb is going to go. But mainly almost every time when I check on the hands, the thumb likes to go across from the middle finger, the longest finger, right? So that's where we're going to see if we can make a very comfortable position of the thumb. So when students often setting up the hand on the violin to play, the most comfortable to do this, right? Because we love to grab the instrument, but it is a bad thing to do. So we need to set up our hand in a really relaxed position and turn the wrist a little bit more toward you so that you can kind of like looking in the mirror, right? So, and then you do not change any position in here, and you're just going to fit the violin in there. That's one way, right? Another way, we have to know that we support the violin between, at first, we support the violin, or often, between the bottom of the first finger, right? We have 4 fingers that we're using, 1, 2, 3, 4. And the thumb. So important thing to remember that you shouldn't really look like this, grab your squish your neck between your fingers. That would be really bad position. So you always have to keep in mind to have this natural build of your hand. If you look at the thumb, it's straight, but it is actually not straight. It's a little bit bent, right? So just a natural position. And fingers in a natural resting position, only upside down. So here it is. If I will start setting up my fingers on A string, right? So it will be right there, fingers hanging above A string. So let's see, the thumb is on the side, across from band first finger, so they are going to make this little circle. Most of the time, I'm tiptoeing, most of the time thumb goes there. Sometimes thumb will go a little bit higher between first and second finger, and we will stretch that first finger back. And it is this, again, depends on the build of your hand, on the build of your length of your fingers, the width of your wrist, the shape of your pinky, all right? So, but mainly thumb goes across from the first finger. Now we will listen to the note D, and we'll try to set up the fingers A, B, C sharp, D, or simply D. Remember how to pluck? You put your thumb in there, and you will constantly think, okay, set up the violin well, put your thumb on the side of the fingerboard, keep relaxing the wrist, right? And if I put it like this, so it's a little bit like thumb supports a little bit more underneath and on the side. So you can see that thumb is against the bottom of the first finger, and I'm very lightly holding there. Do not squish, lightly hold in there. And so some violins have lines for you to place your fingers. Notice, when I set up my fingers, I'm making sure that my fingers are really in a vertical position. Again, every finger has a different cushion amount. Some nails come in really far and you have a very little of cushion to be on the tip. So you would place a little bit on the angle. Again, it's individual thing for every student that I would check where it is, how it's comfortable, what to do. So the fingers have to be in a vertical position, especially 2 and 3. They must be really bent like this. Do not place fingers like that because pinky will not reach. We add in this position of 2 and 3 in a vertical for pinky to be reached to the note E. So here's my 3, here is pinky. It's important to set up pinky soft. Often pinky does not like to go on a tip and that little knuckle will stick up. So you want to push on the knuckle and the knuckle is not sticking up and you are in a bend pinky bend position for every knuckle, but keep this knuckle down, okay, close to the violin. So we kind of setting up the hand against of the neck of the violin like this, not like this and reaching pinky, but turn a little bit to the side. And you're going to set up fingers right away on A string. You will not feel always comfortable, so you have to find most comfortable position for your violin. Where is that comfort, right? Okay, it takes a little bit time to kind of set up. Okay, third finger, my thumb is there, so you have to make sure that you have a distance for the B, for the first finger on an A string. A, B, A, B. Now, often students lifting fingers and placing, lifting, placing, lifting. Do not do this. Keep your fingers very close to this string. When you lift it, you are right there to place it again. So start with a 3, go to 4. It's like one finger distance. 4, E note, D, C sharp, B, A. Okay, B. And from my point of view, it looks like my thumb is across from first finger. From here, maybe it's a little higher, right? So, but my thumb likes to be there for my short pinky to reach. Good. So, when you set up, check again. You have to keep your fingers on the fingerboard when you're checking on the violin. This hand will get tired soon because you don't have a habit to play. Oh, tired. Keep your fingers, okay? Okay, now you lift it. Wonderful. So you put your thumb in there. Okay, we're going to start plucking. And you will notice that there is no sound, right? Oh, that means you have to press a tiny bit stronger, just a bit. Good. Keep your fingers close. Woo! Good job. Good. Keep your fingers close. Let's see if you can find 4. Oh, I did it. You may not. I did it. Good. Now 3. And notice what I do. I'm making sure that I constantly keep my hand position, my little cuckoo window in there. And you could place one finger at a time. 1. It will be, if you forgot to stretch back, it will be out of tune. Good. You could sing A, B, C sharp, D, C sharp, B, A. Practice placing fingers. Practice placing fingers and listen if it's in tune. Sometimes you get the violin that has a line, sticky lines in here glued to the violin. They may be not exactly in a place, so really listen if it's do, re, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, re, do. Right? That's the notes and position of the fingers. So, if you open the book, Tune a Day, in lesson 7, and it is on page 9, because there are some optional lessons, and if you open lesson 7, so I will set up again. Good, I found my 3, D, 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 so D0, and third finger, it's an octave higher D. Okay, I got it. Got it. So, you have an A note and B. That's 2 lines of music, or 3 lines, is only A, B. I'm going to play A and B march. A, A, B, B, B. A, first finger, B, B, B. A, B, B. A, B, B. A, B, B. A. Notice, when I plucked my first finger only, or 0, when I lift, it's 0. When I push, it's number 1 finger, B note. So I keep my hand position, even I am not using other fingers, I keep it exactly in the place. That's something to control with your brain. It's not coming by itself. Nothing comes by itself. Now, another thing when we're talking about the left hand, you have to make sure that these little fingers are disconnected in this knuckle places, right? So, because often students can glue like this, and it's a bad habit. Okay, relax, separate. Sometimes kids doing this is like, oh, this is zombie hand. Don't do the zombie hand. Separate and relax. Your job is to relax. You get tired, okay, rest your hand, yes, and then in a couple minutes you will do it again. We do get tired, right? So this muscle will have to hold the violin for a long time. Is it hard? Of course it is, but in a while you will become very good. Lovely. So you get your hand, get ready, and pluck on A string for a whole week. Oi, oi, oi. Good. And when you have a first line, you see the circle, number 1 inside, you will pluck and count 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put your finger. 1, 2, 3, 4. And second line, you will count each note in 2 counts. 1, 2, 1, 2. Oh no, I made a mistake. 0, 0. I should look at the notes. And 1 and 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0. So make sure that when you play, you hold your violin in a horizontal position, and when you feel tired, stop playing. Because if you start playing like this, because you're tired, you will get these habits. Not good. Now, how high to set up the stand when you're playing from the music? When I'm playing from the music, for example, in here on this page, I will ask students to set up the scroll in the center of this page. And here it is. I can see where I'm plucking. I can see where my finger's going. And I can see the music all in one direction. So make sure that you are 0, 0. B, 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 right? 0, 0, 0, 0, and so on. That's another thing that you're going to work on to set up your stand, your music in a very appropriate position. Because often students too low, violin goes this way, and that's a bad habit again. So you want to develop your position. And one more thing, when we setting up the hand position, your wrist and elbow have to be in a straight line in here. When students setting up like this, you will develop the problems. So do not do angled any way or that way or that way. Straight arm. Okay, like here, the same in here. Then violin goes right in there. Straight line, healthy way of playing. You have an amazing week, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.